All right, so this first problem on the sheet, it says Mr. Gordon plans to invest $300 at the end of each month for 12 years. If the account pays 9% compounded monthly, how much will they have at the end of 12 years? Okay, so 300 for 12 years, 9% interest, and then it says it's compounded monthly. So that's 12, right? So that's 12 times per year. Okay? So let's go into our calculator, see if we can make this work. All right, so pull this up. It was under Apps, Finance, TVM Solver. All right, so if it's compounded monthly and we're doing it for 12 years, 12 times 12 is what? Okay, so my N is going to be 144. Okay? Make sense so far? Interest, they said what? 9%? We don't have to put 0.09, just put the 9%. It takes it as is. The present value, well, it started at 0. It didn't say that they had like 50,000 in there, going to start putting 300 in there. So my present value is 0. My payment, though, is I'm going to do $300 each month. We're going to find a future value eventually. Payments per year, we're doing how many per year? 12. Once you hit 12 there and you hit down arrow, then the C/Y comes in. So we're going to go back to future value, and we're going to go alpha, enter, and just ignore the negatives. It's not going to matter. But if they did this, they're looking at $77,313.47. So let me write that real quick. 77313.47. Okay. So what you have to do, what you want to think about though, and we talked about this yesterday, there's interest in here, agreed? That $77,313.47 is not all of the money you put in, agreed? So let's figure this out. We put how much per month in? 300 every month for 12 years. So 300 times 144. So let's quit out of this. 300 times 144. So you only put 43,200 in there. They said that it made 77,313.47 minus your 43,200. So you made 34,000 in interest. Okay? Again, that's how you want to play the game when you're dealing with finances. Look what you have made because of what you have invested. Now, friends, think about this. Could you, in certain accounts, would you think that, let's say, I'm going to put this money away because I don't need it yet, but I want it to work for me, and then at the end of the term, take out the 43,200 that you originally started with, and now you're sitting there with 34,000 in the account. You can leave that 34,000 in that account, and that could start building interest on itself. That's somebody else's money. Okay? It's your money, but you made the money based on your investment. So that's kind of cool. Does that make sense? I love this TVM solver. I really do. And I think it's something that you could, yes, there are lots of things that you can find out on the internet, but we all know sometimes when you go to a website, you think you're getting something and it's doing something different. I don't think on the TI graphing calculators that don't connect to any internet have any advertisements or anything else that are going to come across to you, right? So let's take a look at the next problem. Let's just talk through it a little bit. Parents agree to invest $500 for their son at 10% compounded semi-annually. What does semi-annually mean? twice a year, right? On December 31st or June 30th, meaning at the end of each semester. Following each semester that he makes the dean's list during his 4 years in college. If he makes the dean's list in each of the 8 semesters, how much money will the parents have in his account when he graduates? So they're putting $500 for 8 semesters into this account, which basically means they're putting $4,000 of their money into this account. Agreed? So I just put this here so we can come back to it. That's not really part of the problem. We're going to yield the 500 twice a year. So our end value is, they're doing this twice a year for 4 years. So our end value is going to be 8. All right. Am I missing anything here? 10%. Oh, 10%. And our C/Y, or whatever that bottom button is, if it's semi-annually, means that's going to be our 2. Okay? And oh, yeah, we're right. Wait, 8 semesters. 8 semesters. I messed up. This should be times 2, right? That's 16. Okay, so we have enough information to plug into our calculator? I hope so. So you don't have to go clear anything out. Just go back into the apps, finance, TVM solver. What was N? 16. Thank you. I change that to 16. Interest was 10%. Gosh, that's a great interest rate. Holy crow. Present value at 0, because we don't have anything in there yet. We have a payment of $500. Future value is what we're going to have to find. P/Y and C/Y were the same. What did we decide that was? 2. Twice a year, right? And it said it was compounded semi-annually. Okay, so I move that down. That changes to 2 as well. So the future value, so this person, this, I guess their son, I'm going to go alpha, enter. So they're going to, that kid at the end is going to have $11,828.75, even though the parents only put in how much? Yeah. Yeah. Because it does it twice a year. And there's 8 semesters. Because there's 2 semesters in the year. Yeah, that's it. For 8 years. Yeah. I'm sorry. That was a great question, though. And you guys, the rest of the galley, figured it out. Cool. Hey, I have a question. Would that be kind of a nice little gift? It's like you get done with college, all of a sudden, you got 11,000 and change to play with? Yeah, but don't go to the rent to own, right? Right? Wow. So here's a little story. There, and I don't know what this has changed to, but back in the olden days, you were allowed to give $10,000 to a person each year, and that person wouldn't have to pay tax on the dollar. Okay? So, my best friend Matt, his grandmother was like 102 years old when we were little kids. She was old. But she had set it up to where Matt got $10,000 every year of his life until he was 25. Okay? So I remember Matt was like, oh, yeah, that's what my grandma's doing. So he got $10,000 every day of his life until he's 25. So 25 years, or 25 times compounded. I would say conservatively, it earned 5%. Present value was 0. And then there was a payment every year for $10,000. Being as compounded every month, I'd say I put a 12. So his future value when he was 25 years old, when he just got done with college, oops, messed something up. $263,000. You know what he did with that when he graduated from college? Bought a house for cash on the dollar. Paid cash for a house. You want to know what he did beyond that? Matt stayed single until he was 35. There was a couple of my good buddies that are also single, who still remain single, who rented a room in his house. So Matt charged them all about $300 a month. So he had 3 extra bedrooms, so he's getting $900 a month on top of the house that was already paid for. Let's see. Why does Matt have a brand new Lexus? Why did Matt get a brand new boat? Why did Matt get a brand new Jeep? I think the fellas were paying for all that. Plus, he has a pretty good job, but pretty nice gift Grandma gave. Let's face it, if someone just gave me $10,000, I'd be grateful. Somebody gave me $10,000 a year for the first 25 years of my life. Yeah, ridiculous. And I can't even tell you how much money it made. I was just going with a conservative value. But these are all things that do indeed take place. Okay? I'm not saying that you ever need to be envious of somebody else that gets it. But if you can go through and you understand how the numbers are going to work, my friends, I can assure you that things in life will work out. Don't ever, and the hard thing to do is, we all have I wants in life. You don't have to try and keep up with your friends. Okay? If you have friends that feel that you have to have materialistic items to be friends with them, I got to tell you, they're not good friends. But it's hard to break out of that mold. Okay? I had friends that, parents they were trust fund babies. Brian Schimpf, dad was one of the founders of Motorola. Travis Jacobson, his dad made ridiculous money as a metallurgical engineer, PhD chemist at Arizona State, had all these patents on different stuff, was a professional witness in court for when airlines would crash. He made tons of money. Travis is a trust fund. Travis graduated from Arizona State. His dad bought him and his twin brother, and we didn't even realize Travis and Damon were twins until, I don't know, it was like, you guys are twins? We always thought Damon was like 4 or 5 years older because Damon was always gone. But he bought him a company this company, all they do is they have the pods that you can rent. So he bought him that company. This company is parlayed into the largest container company in Arizona. And I can tell you that Travis lives in Spain off of what the company makes. He doesn't even show up for it. But the unfortunate thing is Brian and Travis were like, well, we all got this, therefore you all should get this as well. Well, no, I didn't have a dad that started Motorola. I don't have a dad who has got a PhD in metallurgical engineering. My dad owned his own business that went bankrupt in 1988 when I was a senior in high school, and the $84,000 that was put aside by myself, my grandparents, and my parents for my college was taken away. It's real. You know, some of my friends are like, Stirrup, you took 7 years to get through a 4-year degree. I did. It took 7 years to pay for all of my school. I worked full-time and went to school part-time to pay for my school. It changed who I was. It made me understand, wow, really sucked that Dad went bankrupt. But it allowed me to realize, how can I protect myself? Now, we all know people like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how lucky this person is. This person has everything. I get it. But when people say, gosh, why did it take you 7 years to graduate from college? Because I didn't have debt. I paid for it. I paid for it out of my own money, my own working. Okay? I'm not saying I did the right thing, but knowing that I came out of school without debt was great for me. It allowed me to figure out who I was going to be. No one was going to hand it to me. And don't feel sorry for me. I mean, I'm quite happy with what I have and what I have done and what I've made. But just because I didn't have everything right there like I thought I did, I will tell you, I was one of the biggest pricks you'd ever come across when I was in high school. I was not a good person. I became a good person when I realized, oh, my dad's not going to pay for everything? Because believe me, my friends, I grew up very spoiled. Dad had a stinking hot air balloon. And he had a boat. We had 2 houses. And we had cars lined up. I had everything I could ever want. And it was all taken away in 1988 because of bad business decisions my dad made with his company. But it changed me to be a much better person. I might not have wound up here if Dad's business didn't go bankrupt in 88. I got to tell you, I am happy that I wound up here. I'm happy what I have. And that's what I'm trying to convey to you, my friends. I hope you hear that message, because I know that there's insecurities that we all have in life that we worry about. And it's not fair. You know, we all have seen that one kid in class. It's not fair that kid gets done with a test like that and has 100% every time, right? And I'm sitting there struggling, going, 3 times 7. What's that kid doing? I don't know. Is that kid as happy as me? I got the greatest job in the world. I got to work with y'all. That's you all, if you don't figure out my terminology. I'm not saying y'all need to go become a teacher. I'm saying you find the passion you have, you do it, and you love it, and you never work a day in your life. Is Brian Shimp still walking around with tons of Dad's money? Yeah. Yeah, he sells like 1 house a year. He always sells the big multi-million-dollar, you know, like the Cherry Hills stuff, but all down in Arizona. Damon lives on the beach or in Spain. I'll tell you, every picture Damon posts on Facebook, it's him drinking. At 50. Can't tell you the last thing I posted on Facebook because I'm not really on a social thing anymore, but I don't post it. I'm sure in heck not going to post myself drinking. I don't even drink. The bug of drinking never jumped at Stirrup. I don't have a problem having an occasional beer or glass of wine. But I'm so content with what I have. But why am I content? You know, I listen to teachers, they bellyache being a teacher. It's like, well, why the hell did you become a teacher? So, I thought I could change the world. Okay, that's great. Yeah, but they don't pay me enough. But you knew what they're going to pay you in the beginning. Oh, but I thought I'd get better. Based on what? The 1970s, when, you know, my first job of teaching in Vegas, I took a pay cut from being a bartender. Yeah. I tell you, being a bartender was pretty cool. I worked 3 nights a week. Yeah, they were long nights. Oh my gosh, it's hard when you work at a nightclub where you have thousands of people coming in every night. That Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's busy. You know what Sunday was? Sleep. That's what I mean. I was busy. I enjoyed it. And I got into teaching going, that's all it is. Oh, we work so hard. Really? Try cleaning up someone puking over here. Meanwhile, you're serving this over here, and you're making sure that guy over there isn't putting somebody in that girl's drink that shouldn't have. Trust me, that happens. What? Oh, yeah. Got summers off. You know what I do during summer? Gosh, I can't wait to get back in the classroom. I really do. I go like a week and going, okay, I'm ready to go back. My wife's like, get outside. You don't should be here anymore. Quit watching Netflix. Oh, I like Netflix. I do. It's entertaining. All right. So you have kind of the idea how to work these. You have 3 more problems. We'll go over these 3 problems next time. Get them done before you leave. That way you have nothing. Deal? I bet you're going to see a quiz coming up. Probably not Friday, because I heard that's an opportunity for students not to be here, at least seniors. Right? No. Get these last 3 done before you leave.